like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all, I'm back with another flashback. This flashback actually features Aaron, aka True. This is right after he left Carbonation. Let's get into this video, guys. Hey, be sure to drop me a comment, smash that like button, and share this video.
Alright, I can see now. You know that wintertime coming when you got ice on the windshield. Let's see. You said early. Yeah. Let's see. Did I have a chance to check out the website? I did. What's up, Hate to Love? What's your real name? I would prefer to call you something else. What's going on, Miss Butterfly? I won't be able to read the comments as often as I would if I was stationary because I have somewhere to go right now. And I'll probably be talking throughout the duration of the trip. But I watched the final, what I thought was the final portion of Surviving R. Kelly last night. I ended up falling asleep on it, so I'll probably end up watching it again from the parts that I actually remember seeing. But I'm just now watching Surviving R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly Part 2, and Surviving R. Kelly, the third segment called Surviving R. Kelly, The Impact. And I just found out that they're coming out with a fourth and final chapter in January next month. And I've been talking about it over the past couple of days, and something that I haven't talked about that I gathered from watching it is that as men, we need to stop viewing women as sexual objects, because the same manner that you're going out here and viewing women and treating women, if a man were to do that to your daughter, to your sister, to your niece, to your cousin, you'd be ready to fight. You'd be ready to get a gun, and you'd be angry, you'd be hurt, you'd be upset because that particular male did not view your female family member in the way that you view her. And when I say that, I mean that you would be upset, bothered, and hurt because that man did not view your female family member as a human being rather than a sexual object. So if you're gonna be angry and upset when it's done to somebody in your family, then stop going out here and doing it to somebody else's family member, because that too is somebody's daughter, that's somebody's niece, that's somebody's aunt, that's somebody's cousin. If you see a woman and the only thing you see her for is an opportunity for you to meet some type of sexual gratification, if all you see is breasts and butt, then you're not even in a healthy state of mind to even engage in healthy sexual activity with somebody. And if your understanding of healthy sexual relationships has come from pornography, you need to reevaluate what it means to engage with somebody on that level. Because if you really pay attention to a woman, if you really are connected to her, that's one of the most vulnerable things she's ever gonna do in her life, is allow somebody to enter her body.
All right, y'all, I hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. I think that Aaron is such an eloquent speaker. I'm really enjoying redoing this particular video because this is right after he got out of carbonation, and I think he kind of cleared out some of the cobwebs and really realized what he was involved in. So let's listen,
Body
guys.
To enter her body. And for you as a man to not be fully aware of that and to take advantage of that opportunity and to abuse that opportunity, that's unacceptable. If you think that it's manly or it's guy talk to review and discuss a woman simply as a sexual object, you need to reevaluate what it means to be a man. Because if you heard a man talking about your daughter like that, you'd be ready to pick up a gun. You'd be ready to pick up a bat. You'd be ready to drop everything you're doing to try to instill some type of values and respect and understanding into that man. But it's okay when you do it to somebody else's daughter. I think that if you don't want it done to somebody in your family or to you, then don't do it to nobody else family member, and don't do it to nobody else. Women are much more than sexual opportunities. You know that though, because you don't reduce the women down in your family down to sexual opportunities, do you? You see them as artists, you see them as musicians, you see them as capable. And I feel like that narrative of reducing women down to sexual objects that's outside of your family is similar to a slave master having to reduce a black person down to an animal in order to enslave them. Because in order to treat somebody bad, they can't be on the same level as you in your mind. So the narrative of saying that women are inferior to men is actually opening the door to abuse. To say that women are less capable than men intellectually, or in any way for that matter, is opening the door to abuse. The foundation of abuse, in order to exhibit abuse, you have to reduce. You have to reduce in order to exhibit abuse. When somebody's on the same playing field as you, you view that person with respect. It's almost impossible to abuse somebody and respect them at the same time. In order to abuse, because abuse is an indication that you don't respect that person. So I'm not with the whole men here and women here. I'm not into the whole men lead this and men lead that. Nah, I'm not into that. It's a team sport. It needs to be equal. And I understand why women feel like they don't have a voice or feel like they want to do certain things, because I don't want nobody to feel like I got to be cooking and cleaning just because I'm a woman. Like, okay, yeah, I'm designed to have babies, but I ain't about to spend the rest of my life cooking and cleaning. I want to draw. I want to play basketball. Shoot, I might want to play football. I might want to box too. I might want to play the piano or the guitar. I might want to build a building. Who am I, because I got a penis? Because I got a penis, I get to tell you what you can do and what you can't do. And it all traces back to insecurity. Insecurity didn't just pop up. Insecurity has been present in humanity since humanity has been humanity. So all of these men throughout history who have positioned themselves as some type of leader are actually insecure people who need to feel secure by controlling others. I don't need to do nothing to nobody else to make me feel good. I don't need to make you feel weak for me to feel strong. I don't need to do that. I don't need to be checking your phone. Because if I don't trust you, then I need to leave you alone. I'm not intimidated because you can speak well. I'm not intimidated because you came up with a better decision than I did. The decision is the decision is gonna make me better too. It's a good decision for us. Why would I feel inferior because you came up with it? Why would you be inferior with a teammate that is just as good as you? Unless you feel inferior in yourself. Why would you want a wife who's intellectually lacking? Why? Why would you want a wife unless you feel inferior in yourself? I look at my sister, I look at my cousins, and I don't see something that's incapable. I would not want them to feel like they don't have the ability to know what they want to do, but rather they're relinquishing their own intellect and placing it in the hands of a man who may not even be as capable as they are. Because it's some dumb, idiotic dudes out here. It is. I don't suggest nobody try to dominate nobody or outdo nobody. Just find somebody that you got chemistry and somebody that's compatible. That's it. That's it. Why it gotta be a competition? Insecure people be out here trying to prove something, man. I gotta make you look bad to make me look good.
Y'all, now while Aaron is not actually saying Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka 3 God, regarding these insecurities and the mistreatment of women, I'm sure in the back of his mind, he's definitely thinking about Eligio and directing this to Eligio, because remember, they lived with him. They know he's insecure and they know how abusive he was to those women.
Look bad to make me look good. I gotta make you feel weak for me to feel strong. I gotta make you feel dumb in order for me to feel smart. That ain't good. That ain't what's up. That ain't the move. And I'm talking to the fellas, man, cause you gotta think. If you a little bitty old woman You 5'3", 130 pounds. Come on, man. If all you see in a woman is an opportunity for sex, leave her alone. Leave her alone. What does that say about you? But you will be mad if somebody get with your daughter for a sexual opportunity. You will be mad. You will be mad. So why are you doing it? If somebody got with your cousin for a sexual opportunity, lied to her, said they want to be with her and all this stuff like that, and then when they got the sexual opportunity, they disappeared, you'd be mad. So if you don't want it done to somebody in your family, stop doing it to other people's family. You be the first one to pick up a gun. You all in the car heated, steaming out the side of your head. Talking about, I'm about to go get that man. You do it. How you gonna go shoot somebody and fight somebody and beat somebody up for something you do? That don't make no sense. Oh, it's all good when you do it. But when somebody do it to your daughter and your niece and your cousin and your aunt and your sister, you got a problem. That don't make no sense. If it's a problem, it should be a problem in the community across the board. It should be a problem. Like as men, when we hear men talking like that, we should actually make it uncool. I feel like the weakest men always want to check a woman. We gotta check each other. Like we gotta check each other as brothers. Like, nah, bro, we don't do that, man. Nah, that ain't right, man. And remind your brother. Be like, how would you feel if somebody did that to your sister? Then you bring him into a new perspective. Like he wouldn't like that. He know he wouldn't like that. And I'm not saying go out here and try to force people to change or get on a pedestal, but just if you got that type of relationship with somebody, drop that on them real quick, if you can. Because truth of the matter is, people gonna change when they want to change. You can't make nobody do nothing. When I was smoking Newports, I was smoking Newports faithfully, every day. Couldn't stop me from smoking a Newport. The Dare program couldn't stop me from smoking Newports. The commercials about tobacco couldn't stop me from smoking Newport. That must be somebody I know. Oh, that's Zai. There's Zai going. Oh, that boy going. Okay, I didn't know who that was. I knew I recognized that car after they blew the horn. But I was smoking Newports every day. Couldn't I ain't doing the insensitive stuff no more. I can find another way to be funny. That ain't funny, cause I wouldn't think that was funny if somebody in my family had to use one of the voice boxes. That ain't funny, so I ain't even gonna do that type of stuff no more. But even the commercials with people who had to use a voice box, and the people who had, you know what I'm saying, I think it's a operation on their trachea. That didn't stop me from smoking Newports because I never felt like that was me. I changed when I wanted to change. So know what you can do, what's in your realm of control, and what's outside of your realm of control. Me, I can stop making it cool to turn women into sexual objects. I ain't gonna be able to change the world. I mean, I ain't gonna be able to change every man. I'm not gonna be able to do that. But I can change myself. I cannot entertain those conversations. I can make people realize that I ain't into that. I can speak on it. hopefully get somebody to look at the culture of what it means to be a man in a different light. And another thing I wanted to talk about that I felt like was very important. Boy, that heater booming, boy. It's dragon breath in here. God, dog. It was so icy bird when I got in the car. Steaming and beaming. Now the seat warm in there. Shout out to the seat warm in here, though. Turn that joker down. That joker hot. Another thing that was very important that I got from the Surviving R. Kelly series, I think it's about to slip my mind. Dang, I forgot it. I forgot it, but it's gonna come back to me, because it just hit me that something that was very important. Dang, I forgot it, but it'll come back to me. Beautiful day today too. Had a good point I wanted to talk about from that Surviving R. Kelly. I gotta find it. Oh, I know what it was. Be careful how you... I got it. I knew I was going to get it. Be careful how you respond to people who say that they was victimized or that they was abused. I want you to be careful. Please be careful. Because check this out, right? If your children see you respond negatively to somebody saying that they was abused or victimized, if it ever happens to them, they're not going to feel comfortable coming to you. And you're going to make them sit there and harbor that experience because of the example you set in your response to somebody else. They say that 1 in 3 women experience sexual assault in some form at least once in the course of their lifetime. And that very few actually report these incidents because of fear of being harassed, ridiculed, and considered to be lying. And when they said that about be careful how you respond to other people being abused and victimized because it's going to determine whether or not your children are going to consider you a safe place, I was like, dang. A lot of people literally make themselves unavailable to their children by the response they give to other situations. So your children are watching how you deal with situations to determine if you're somebody that they can feel safe with if they ever go through a similar situation. I was like, that's crazy. So while you sitting up here saying them women lying, them women this and them women that, you setting your child up to consider you an unavailable option to express situations that may be similar in nature. I was like, that's crazy. So the reason your child, you might find, and they say that some people even wait until they 50 and 60. It's that traumatic. It's that serious. People are that afraid of being shamed, ridiculed, harassed, and abused further that they don't even talk about it until they 50, 60. Some people die never saying anything at all. And it's all because of the examples that they seen. Like, for example, black men ain't gonna cry on camera. Black men are literally frozen. I'm not gonna say black men altogether because I hated the cult umbrella mentality where we pretty much just scooped all black men into one category, and we scooped black women in one category, we scooped white men in the same category, we scooped all white women in the same category. Some men are literally petrified to cry on camera because of our response to Tyrese. Our response to Tyrese literally told black men, because that was a response to black men, it wasn't just a response to Tyrese. Our response to Tyrese told black men that your display of emotions will be ridiculed and you will be made a mockery of.
I totally agree with him. You know, our society really makes it hard for men in general to be vulnerable, to show, you know, that they have emotions and they have feelings, which I don't know if that's going to change anytime soon, but it would be a welcome change.
Ridiculed and you will be made a mockery of. Now your son getting high all the time, getting drunk all the time, want to fight and shoot everybody for reasons that have nothing to do with the situation that may have triggered those behaviors, but rather a repressed situation that happened years ago. Because people are gonna outlet one way or another. But it's a matter of, do they feel safe enough to do it constructively? That's the question. People go out, somebody shooting and killing somebody, that was an outlet. Somebody committing suicide, that was an outlet. Getting high, getting drunk, that you're trying to outlet, but you're doing it in a way that is actually making you worse. So whether or not people feel safe enough to constructively outlet is determined by the responses that has been given by those who they feel closest to them. I think it would be really cool if black men started rejecting, and I'm not saying in a disrespectful way. I think it would be really cool if black men started rejecting women who put themselves out in a sexual way. It doesn't take much. You don't have to give a whole sermon or a speech. You can just say something like, you should want somebody that wants you for more than your body. Or you can say something, you have more to offer than your body. Something, just something. I think it would be cool if black men in general for that matter, if we weren't so impressed with sex, get a dopamine release to supplement for your lacking or your depression in other areas. That's not, I ain't with that. I ain't with that. They got the same car. Yeah, so yeah, there's this narrative going around that men only want sex, but it's not true. It's not true. I feel like it all goes back to the person. Typically, men who only want sex feel like that's all they have to offer. Your standards are typically, your standards are a reflection of who you are. I think that we should be careful with absolute statements. We like to think that each generation gets worse. That sounds cool, but just ask yourself, have you done any real investigation to determine whether or not that's true? Or is that just easy for you to say, contingent upon what you've been exposed to? I mean, we also have to be careful because we tend to project our experiences onto the world. Is it normal, or is it just normal to you? Because people who grow up watching their mama get beat by their daddy think and one thing one narrative I don't like when it comes to it's not even just black people but people in general, this narrative of they, this elusive group of people known as they. I feel like people who refuse to assume responsibility for what they've done and what they can do to contribute to a change in the world excuse themselves by blaming this elusive group known as they. They're doing this and they're doing that. It doesn't matter what they're doing, it matters what you're doing. Because you're just as bad as they if you're identifying the problem but doing nothing to assist in the change of it. A lot of people, and I'm not even gonna say a lot of people, that's absolute, I don't even know a lot of people. Some people excuse their involvement in changing what's going on in the world by blaming they. This unidentified group known as they. Another thing I thought about too, I realized that my problem with the police was the highest when I was doing the most wrong. Some people, I like to say some because I don't know a lot of people. I feel like some people just recite the same narrative that they heard their mama say and their grandmama say. Ain't nothing wrong with this generation. They say this generation disrespectful. That's a cop-out. You're subtly trying to excuse yourself. If this generation is disrespectful, how about we give them something to respect? Because they're not disrespectful out of the roll of a dice. It's not like they was born disrespectful. It wasn't like the stars aligned that created this disrespectful group of people. Oh, the live keep pausing because I'm out here in the country. This group of generation ain't disrespectful because Saturn and Jupiter is lined up. If this generation is noticeably more disrespectful than any other generation, then that means that the generations before them have been greater failures at giving something to respect. I despise subtle attempts to excuse your involvement in the problem you're simultaneously complaining about. So if this generation is noticeably more disrespectful than any generation we've seen, then that means that the generations before them have been noticeably failing at their ability to give something to respect. Pathetic. It is pathetic to excuse yourself from your involvement in the same thing you're complaining about. Let's give them something to respect then. You heard your grandma say it, so you say it. You heard your mama say it, so you say it. Every generation thinks the generations after them are the worst. Why are we acting like your mama thought, our grandmother thought we was the worst generation? Or is anybody gonna catch on to the narrative? Is anybody gonna catch on to the pattern? The generational curse has to be broken through a shift in mentality and the assumption of responsibility. Okay, this generation disrespectful, let's give them something to respect. Boom, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's stop excusing ourselves. Well, maybe, oh, these little girls out here fast. I wonder why. Who showed them how to run? So if they fast, then let's show them how to respect themselves then. Let's stop disconnecting ourselves and see how we play a role in the very thing we complaining about. Let's do it. All right, so boom. Well, if they're fast, let me stop. You can't expect a 19-year-old to respect you and you still acting like a 19-year-old yourself. If you 35, let's say, let me do something that would confirm that I respect myself. We have to be the change. It's that simple. You can't be showing your body off on Instagram and then expecting your daughter not to do it. She learned it from you. You curse every day, but you don't want your kids to curse. Your kids do what you do, not what you say. The most terrible leader in the world is the leader that leads by instruction rather than example. I should have grabbed a bottle of water, but it's all good. the live still going? Because I know that area that I just drove through, the signal always fades every time. It's good? Cool. And I also believe that a person's ability to get involved is contingent upon their belief in self. Like, I really believe, and we've seen it. You sitting at your desk, you laying in your bed, you driving in your car, wherever you are. You can change the world. You, by your example, can change the world. Not in one moment, but it'll be a domino effect. If you affect one person for the better, that person is going to go on and affect the person for the better that they come in contact with. And boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom, and boom. You will be surprised that your example is affecting somebody in Texas right now. Indirectly. But it was because of somebody you helped, and they went on to help somebody, and they moved, and then they helped somebody, and then that person moved, and they helped somebody, but it started with you, but you never know it because it's too complex. You went. But when people don't have no self-worth, why would they ever even get involved? If I don't have no self-worth, of course I'm gonna say things like, of course I'm gonna say powerless things and inactive things like, oh, this world is messed up, this generation is bad, da 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 da. People who don't have no self-worth don't feel like they can make a change, so therefore they don't. People who don't think they can make a change don't. So your involvement in the change is contingent upon your belief that you can change.
All right now, Aaron, you talking that talk. Go on ahead now. You better speak about it.
And your belief that you can make a change is dependent upon how you feel about yourself. People who don't think they can make a change, they don't. And I can tell you that all day. Look how powerful people are. You could hear 100 compliments about how you look. But if you don't see it in the mirror, it don't matter. You could tell somebody, you're so beautiful, you're so pretty. If they don't see it, it don't matter. But it works the other way as well. If you believe in you, 100 people can tell you can't do it, and it won't matter. So you're powerful beyond measure, but you're using your power to restrict yourself. You're so powerful that 100 compliments affirming that you are beautiful won't matter. You're that powerful. But why are we more prone to use our own power to defeat ourselves? That's crazy. The same power that can block out 100 compliments can also block out 100 negative comments. If you gonna use the power, I just thought about. I don't know if y'all watched Fresh Prince. When I said the power, you remember when Will gave Carlton that black book? Will gave, I gotta watch that. That don't make me laugh. I'm about to go all over the place. I gotta catch these 2 points. I'm good at holding my point. When Will Smith gave Carlton that black book, Carlton said, I can feel the power. Yes. Yes. That joke was funny. I gotta go watch that on YouTube. Whenever I want to laugh hard, I always watch Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac, when he was on How to Be a Player. I swear that joke made me laugh hard every time. And this new, when R. Kelly, I found something else that made me laugh hard every time. Is that R. Kelly, when R. Kelly did that interview with Gayle King and they remixed it, they did a techno remix. I'm just now finding it. I know it's probably like 3 years old, but I'm just now finding they did a techno remix to R. Kelly fake crying on Gayle King interview. But let me reverse back to How to Be a Player. When Bernie Mac came in, he was spraying them flowers. He was spraying them plants. He stopped. He stopped in the middle of spraying them plants. He said, what's that smell? He said, it's stinking here. He said, it's stinking here. He said it smelled like pussy, booty, dick, and pussy. I don't curse. I would try not to use profanity, but I had to say it that time. I was like, boy, Bernie Mac is a genius. Who in the world come up with pussy? It's the way he said. He was dead serious, boy. Like, he recognized that smell quick, boy. He knew something was going on as soon as he came through the door, boy. He was like, what? He said, what's that smell? It's stinking. I don't want no tea. Bernie Mac funny, boy. God dog, Bernie Mac was funny, boy. Man. Absolute genius when it came to comedy. I watch that part of How to Be a Player every time I need to laugh. Boy, I don't want to pad the turn. Okay. Oh, man. But yeah, back to the power. Man, you powerful, man. Like, for real. I know you think, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody in your family never told you that. You know, they always want to limit you contingent upon. People who limit themselves always want you to exist through their limitations. And you start believing in those limitations subconsciously because we're programmed to trust those who are around us, especially those who appear to be senior, those who appear to be, veterans in life. But the thing about it is you have to be careful because you don't want to take advice from people, you wouldn't trade places with. Yeah, that's your mama, but your mama ain't had no man since Frederick Douglass. Your mama ain't had no man since the last boyfriend your mama had was Booker T. Washington. Don't take no relationship advice from your mom. Your mom ain't had no boyfriend since, boy, the last date your mama went on. Your mama ain't been on a date since the NAACP second anniversary. She ain't. Come on now, y'all gotta start paying attention to how people living, and the thing, you know what I'm saying. Don't take advice from people you want to trade places with. Just remember that, and realize that people who limit themselves, they want you to exist in their limitations. Okay, so just remember that, man. Y'all remember that. You powerful beyond measure, man. That's the real truth about all of this. The real truth about all. Oh, it's kind of dark in there, but boy, y'all supposed to be open that sound. I know y'all ain't for advertising. Cause y'all supposed to be open that sound now. Y'all say y'all supposed to open up that sound. It's 8:25. It's dark in there. I see somebody moving around in there. I was just about to say now. Had me drive way down here, y'all closed.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True, many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
But yeah, man, y'all powerful beyond measure, man. That's the truth. All right, so stop listening to your mama, stop listening to your dad. They can only, you know what I'm saying? If people gonna try to limit you, contingent upon how they limit themselves. You powerful beyond measure, okay? That's the truth. All right. Y'all hang on to that.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video as well as my commentary. Be sure to drop me a comment, smash that like button, guys, and share. I'm trying to ensure that all of my re-uploaded content gets back into the suggested videos on YouTube, and I cannot do it without you guys' help. I appreciate all of the support thus far. Guys, thank you. I want to say a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel, guys. And to all of my OGs, my day ones, my ride or dies. Y'all already know what it is. Big up yourself. We in the building with it.